So when we built the camper box, and I say we, this was a collaborative effort with the team at Hunter RMV. The team at Hunter RMV was fantastic. Their guys were great at helping out. They have a lot of experience building these Total Composites boxes. That experience was immensely valuable and helpful, and I absolutely mean that as an honest plug for those guys. They did a great job, and they were so kind to build this with me. Me and a buddy of mine built this out with them, and so it was great to be able to do that together. I learned a lot. It was great to be able to add my own labor and resources to building it, and it was a lot of work that goes into it, and it definitely takes people to do that. I'll go into a little more details on that to give you guys a little help with what you're thinking about. But when we built it out, we built everything but the rear wall. So I had to leave the rear wall open because I have no entry door, nothing else, so no way to get inside, right? So I left the rear wall off. You know, the order of procedure here in building out these composite boxes is you mount the floor to your subframe of your truck, which we did, you know, and then you go and you put the front wall on, then you do the side walls, and then the ceiling, right, capping it all together. And then the rear wall eventually goes on at the end. And that's after you either put everything you want inside in, and then you cap it at the end, or you cut your entry door and then cap your rear wall. I have this stepped rear wall, right, 2 sections here of it, 2 heights. And again, that's so I can get my spare tire in here mounted to the rear bumper and yet not add any length to the vehicle with the spare tire. The length the spare tire adds to the length of the vehicle, I am recapturing that with my camper that's extending out over it. So not only am I kind of shading the spare tire for some sunlight that's going to get over time, but I'm getting the exact same length between the end of the spare tire and the end of the camper up here, reclaiming that extra 1.5 feet plus of bed length inside, which really means now the bed's not protruding into the livable space, so I get more livable space, now another 1.5 feet of livable space for the same total length of vehicle with the spare tire on the back. So that's why I did it that way. Instead of an angle departure, which adds some complexity in building it, I did a step departure, which adds more strength, and obviously it's a lot easier to work with 90-degree angles and put things on 90-degree walls or 0-degree walls than just put them on 45-degree walls, which kind of become useless really for a real space use. So hence why I did that stepped configuration like this. The lower step is to get over the rear bumper. So anyways, got to build up this lower wall now, and the reason why is because I have an opening for my entry door. And what I've done is I cut the entry door in. So right here, I've got my entry door all cut in. And so that is a big, big accomplishment because now I can get in and out of the camper, right, with that rear wall being completed. And now by being able to get in the camper and have that rear wall completed, I can cut in my garage doors, get those cut in, get those built out. It's going to be a lot of work. Build up the bed platform, get my exact dimensions for the inside of the rest of this camper in so that I can get my cabinetry finished, complete, detailed design, and get the components and parts ordered up so I can build those and get those installed. And then of course the appliances and all that stuff go in the electrical system, the water system, everything go in those cabinetry. So I'm excited for that. But this, yeah, I'm excited for that. There's a whole lot of steps here still to go. And so I've got an entry door opening, and I have the rear walls about to go on, and then it's going to be buttoned up except for the opening. And I'm so excited to get this rear wall built and buttoned up so I can start building out the interior. But before doing that, there's some minor little adjustments that have to be made on both the extrusions and the rear wall to accommodate fitting them up now after everything's already been built, and also just to make sure everything connects together as tightly as possible. So I have to go make some adjustments and do a little more preparatory work, which I'll go over in my next video before building this rear wall, and then we'll get to actually building the rear wall, which is going to be really exciting and a big completion point in this project before we move on to the next big stage of the project, and that's building out the interior. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Look forward to sharing more with you on my future videos. Yep, that is going to work.